Police identified the shooter as 28-year-old Audrey Elizabeth Hale, a transgender person who attended the school years earlier. Authorities say Hale was heavily armed with 3 guns, 2 of them assault-type weapons. The body cam video shows officers going throughout the school, checking classrooms and hallways until they finally find the suspect on the 2nd floor.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, move!
The team confronts the shooter and opens fire.
Watch out, watch out. Stop moving!
I guess him turned into was where. This video is brought to you by Tatum Store. Check out our new merch. Roll the clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, back by popular demand. The shirt is available right now on TatumStore.com. Make sure you get it. We just launched today. You better get yours because when they gone, they gone. Go to the website right now.
Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications. Anytime I go live, make a video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to do a review on this. I was wrong about 2 things, and I'm gonna throw it out first, get it out the way, then we're gonna review all of the footage that just came out. The body-worn camera footage literally made me smile to a certain degree. It's very sad that these kids lost their lives, but to see the police response was incredible. And I'll say this, and I know some of y'all gonna get mad. Stop comparing this to Uvalde. I'll talk about that later. 2 things that I was wrong about is that I thought that the suspect drove through the parking lot, parked, entered into an open door on the side of the building. Come to find out, she actually shot through the door, which will make it almost impossible for the door to be able to secure the kids from an assailant doing what she did, or he did. Anyway, the entry was not through an open door, so I was wrong about that. It was entered because this person shot through a door and ended up entering. The transgender part, I was wrong about the transgender part because I thought it was a guy identifying as a girl and then doing what this person did. It actually was a girl haphazardly identifying as a guy and never looking like a guy, using he, him pronouns, and then had a male name and whatever the case may be. And so that's where the 2 things that I messed up on. I want to add these 2 things that I was about to not mention, but I want to make sure I mention this before I review the video. Is one thing is that there was a suicide note that this person texted to a friend that was supposed to be like a classmate. Now, I don't know if they were lovers. I've seen people have made mention that the suspect kind of fell in love with the classmate and the classmate didn't want him, maybe because they're straight. And then they turned into a boy to make the classmate want him, and they didn't want him anyway, so he decided to kill himself or herself or whatever. And so it's a rumor. I don't know if that's true, but there was definitely a text message that was sent the day of the shooting claiming that they didn't want to get attention or whatever the case may be, but clearly they wanted to get attention. If you didn't want to get attention, just go ahead in the parking lot and shoot yourself in the head. You ain't got to go and try to kill people in order to get that point across. I haven't seen the manifesto. The second thing that I wanted to make sure that I point out is that I believe it was in her manifesto that she had, or in her mapping, that she had a decision to go to point A to point B. And her decision was made that she's going to go to where there's less security. And it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not that hard to figure this out. When people are going to do things like this, they're going to places there's low security because they don't want to smoke. They don't want to be combative. Maybe a few of them do, but 9 times out of 10, they want people who are defenseless. So now that I didn't put that in there, let's talk about the video. I thought it was actually, miraculous how they put this video out as fast as they did. And then I want to talk about the tactics that the police officers used and how well they performed and how they took the suspect out. And there's a lot of parallel to be made when people are comparing this to Uvalde, but let's roll the clip.
So just got an update. It's going to be first floor, main lobby of what?
I'm making entry on the front side. I got a civilian that's in here.
So I want you to consider the time. He shows up 13 seconds here approximately, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
The school is locked down. 2 kids, we don't know where they are. It's pretty good information coming into this for the most part.
Yes, ma'am.
It's speed him up a little bit.
Hey. Give me 3. Let's get 3.
So now I want you to listen to how this is going. Right now, they have incredible intel. These officers are not just blasting in. The alarm is going off. He hears no stimuli, which means that the officer's not hearing any shooting going on. So he has somewhat of the luxury of listening to some of the staff describe to them hallways, what go to what hallway, what goes where, and they were able to determine and put together a 3-man team. Now, quick, I'm going to go through it. Quick comparing this to Uvalde. It's a whole different situation. There's no shots being fired right now. They have a little bit of luxury on getting some intel and information so they can make a tactical entry.
They just said they heard gunshots down there, and then upstairs are a bunch of kids.
Let's go. I need 3. One more. Let's go. Metro Police.
Never leave with the shotgun, just so you know. Don't leave with the shotgun, but this is a dynamic situation.
Open door. On me. I don't know where he is. Metro Police, open door. Bathroom, small bathroom. Clear.
Next. Let's go.
See why everybody's comparing this to Uvalde and stuff. Just imagine if this person was trapped in a room with a classroom full of kids. This is not a process that's easy. It takes time. They have to methodically go through the classroom until they hear stimuli, right? I want people to understand that because some people are like, why didn't they just run into they got to go through every classroom because the shooter could be in one of these classrooms. So, but if the shooter was somewhere else and was actively, it's going to take them a while to find the shooter, get to a certain spot, and eliminate the threat. So there's a little dynamic here. Keep rolling.
Door. With me.
Hold the door.
Next.
Yes.
Open it. I got it.
Bathroom.
Let's go.
Come out. We're going for it right now. Let's go.
Just move right. Hover left.
I think overall pretty good tactics for the situation for sure. This doesn't even seem like a SWAT team.
Take this with me. Take this. No, that's locked. Take this door. Take this door. Take it. It's upstairs. It sounds like it's upstairs.
Go.
See, I think at this point they heard gunshots. And so they said, we think it's upstairs. So now they're running upstairs to try to address the threat. They're already 3 minutes in. See, they're hearing gunshots. They have to follow the stimuli, go straight to the gunfire. Now, I want to say this real quick. You know how brave you have to be? This is not for the faint in heart. You are hearing shots fired. You look down a barrel, you may take a loss first. They're putting their lives on the line for these kids, which is a great responsibility. But I think I want people to consider that. That's when him turning to was where. I'm not trying to laugh at this, but it does bring some excitement that they eliminated the threat.
Watch out.
a couple more shots to make sure that the suspect is done for. All right, perfect. That's the rifle guy, and then you got the handgun man. So let me just bring this point out because I want to talk about this in relation to the Uvalde thing. As you can see, there has to be multiple officers moving in multiple directions to find this threat. Multiple. Because the two officers body cam that we see are both engaged in the shooting, and they ended up in the same spot. They're not in the same spot right now. So they have way more resources than Uvalde. This is way more police officers. It's not a lot of stimuli. They're not locked in a situation where they have locked doors and all of this old crazy stuff, and 5 or 6, 7 agencies coming together. Nobody can communicate. The radio don't work in the hallways. It's a very different scenario. So just watch the officer with the handgun and watch and pay attention.
I don't have a radio closet. Give me enough.
No, locked door. Where did they go in?
Locked door. You see how they handled the locked door? How do you think they're going to get through that locked door? They not. They don't have entry tools. Nobody seemed to be bringing entry tools. If they were getting shot at right now, I think a few of them will probably take a L. Thank God that nobody's shooting through the door. They're not getting shot at because the door is locked. They cannot waste time trying to manipulate a door. They cannot waste time. Now, I'm telling you this, and I want people to consider this. If they were taking rounds through that door right now, what do you think they'll do? They will egress down the staircase and try to take a position where they're not getting shot at. They're not going to stand in front of the door and take rounds. I want us to understand that.
First floor, first floor, first floor. Hold there, y'all. Somebody hold there.
Hold the door up there to make sure the person don't pop out, and they got to find another way upstairs because they ain't getting through that door.
Hit that door.
Tactics, bad tactics here. Bad tactics here, but, you know, I get it. It's the heat of the moment. Some of these guys probably don't even work together, but the way they open that door is not – that's not a good way to do it. You got to – you know, the guy on the rifle need to be posted. The guy with the handgun, swing the door open, let the guy on the rifle take lead. I don't think it's a need to cross in front of the guy with the rifle.
Rifle first. Rifle first. Blue, go. Go, 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 go. Go.
And you can see the desperation on their face, man.
Move. I'm with you. Go left.
So now it seems like they kind of met up.
Straight, straight. Go. Right, right, right.
See, now all of these shots that we hear at this point, I don't know what exactly is happening. I don't know if the person is just firing warning shots or the person has actually shot people at this point. Because there's a lot of shots being fired before they engage, but I'm not sure if the person is just trying to, you know, do a suicide by cop or they're actually shooting kids at this point. We don't really know that at this, as far as the information I have.
Push with LPVO. Push with LPVO. Go right. Move, move. Watch out, watch out. Move. Stop moving! Stop moving!
All right, the AR round already did his job, and then the guy with the handgun kind of came and finished the job, meaning eliminating this person as a threat. So I thought I'd give just a quick review. I could go on for like an hour to diagnose this video. Let me just say the totality of what I saw there is that I think they had really good tactics under pressure. I mean, you know, it's chaos, it's confusion. You can see the desperation in their eyes. We'll put the full body worn camera in the link in the description section, but you can see the desperation in their eyes. This is not a game. They don't know it's a girl, trans, confused person that carried a handgun, carried a rifle like a, you know, I don't know, a weakling that really don't have any tactical experience or plan on really shooting anybody effectively. So they don't know that. This could be a veteran. This could be somebody that have tactical experience. You don't get to pick and choose. And I think it's incredibly fortunate that they didn't have to encounter somebody that was ready for that smoke. Because as you see, not one officer was shot at, not one period of time. Not one officer took rounds. And even when they approached the suspect, the suspect was not ready for a gun battle. I don't even know what the suspect was doing. Probably had their head turned. Maybe this was their suicide by cop moment. They could hear the cops coming down the hall. They're shooting to create stimuli, and they had no intention to kill anybody else. That could have been the case. We'll find out when everything else transpires, but it's a very different scenario. All of these are different. And, you know, I have a tremendous amount of respect for police officers that deal with this, but I will add that people need to start comparing this to Uvalde. Like in Uvalde, they went straight to the stimuli and they got shot at. And they did not know how to overcome that. A person shooting through the walls with an AR-15, shooting through the door. They perceive the door is locked. I mean, all of the above created a whole different scenario. And then even when they breached the door, and BORTAC, the baddest tactical unit in America, breached the door, they still engaged in a gunfight. People forget about that. They engaged in a gunfight, but thank God they were badder than him and they won. But this is a very different scenario, and there's no need to compare apples to apples. I mean, apples to oranges. You know, you have a bigger police force, way more tactics. You see how they were at least out there talking to people, getting some intel, getting some information, how the hallway is, where they heard the shooting coming from. They had multiple people going in multiple different directions, checking all kinds of buildings, and then they ended up approaching the person and eliminating the threat. I think all in all, it probably took about 14 minutes from the 911 call to the officer getting on scene. It took about 6 minutes or so from the time the first officer got on scene to them eliminating the person as a threat. And I'll just say this: if this was a person who had intent to do harm and had tactical ability, there would have been far more than 6 people dead. But thank God the situation played out the way it was. Thank God that these officers, who are considered to be heroes, did their job and eliminated the threat. Go on to TatumStore.com, get your merch. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I put out 3 videos a day, so make sure you go to the playlist that says new video and watch more videos. Subscribe to this channel. Let's go, baby.